So I'm about to do something. I don't know when it's going to be. I hope in the next week. It scares the absolute fuck out of me. I have been trying to do it for a while. At least since I started this nomadic journey. And, dude, you really start working through a lot of things when you really hit those tender spots of being seen. That's a big one for me. It is one that, brings up a lot. I know in past lives or other timelines, however you want to look at it, or other past lives is how I'm going to word it, because it makes sense. It's like a different lifetime where I gathered all these things and things happened. I was very silenced, as I know most all of you were. And it just comes to a point where you actually get the remembrance of it, right? At the time when you're ready. I'll tell that story at some point, but, dude, I'm shivering. I can see the camera, like, just talking about this. But it is absolutely my path. I know that too. And I've been writing letters to little Heather and just sharing with her how strong we are and where we are now, right? What we've done. That we're pretty fucking badass for the journey we've taken. Dude, I need to just grab a Kleenex, I guess. And the bravery we've enveloped in the healing. I mean, just absolutely looking at the parts that have been wanting to be seen. And who I've become on the other side of all of that. And I'm really proud of myself for that. And I know it's time to share that on a bigger stage. And like I said, we just get to drop into our heart space and just know what is right for us, even as scary as it is. There's a lot of magic that happens on the other side of the scary shit, right? when you're brave enough to take the step. Yeah. I saw myself, I had this dream, and I saw myself, and it actually started from a meditation I did with a group, and we pulled a card after, and the card, like, seriously, I'm shaking, I need to, sorry, I know the camera's, like, shaking, there's so much energy running through me right now, and the card I pulled would look like a portal, and walking across a bridge, it reminded me of Devil's Bridge in Sedona, if you've ever been there. And just walking across a bridge where it's just, there's nothing below you, nothing on either side. And that's what it reminded me of. And it was just kind of like this safety. And then I just felt like just wings, angel wings, in my arm, from my back, just like this, that you're protected. And then I had a dream that involved all of this, And this was right before I took the jump. Before I actually allowed myself to settle into what if I did start living nomadic again, because things were not coming together where I was at. Oh my gosh, I am shaking so much. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can put this on something, because holy crap. Maybe we just get to be like this. Oh my god. It's kind of funny. Dude, it's seriously. Okay. I need to ground. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm a little more grounded. Sorry. I was just like, woo, there was a lot of energy running through. Anyway, I had this dream before, or the meditation, right? And this whole vision came through. And then I had a dream that I was standing, or that I went through this portal. It was very real. And the portal was for me. It wasn't for anybody else. There was a very clear message in that. And then, and then, my friend, and this whole time I'm like, what is my next step? What is happening here? All these things. And then my friend made the comment to me about, well, what if you lived nomadic? Or, actually how she said it was, you lived nomadic for 3 months before you landed where you are now. You'll be fine. And I literally, that all just kind of was like, came through in my body, like, listen to that. So I did. I actually, that day, I went to the river, which was my safe space, for real. So much healing happened around that river. And the nature of it and everything. And I went to the river, and I sat there for literally like 2 hours and just watched the river, watched the people in it, watched the nature, watched the wildlife, watched the water, and really sat with what if I moved and went to a nomadic life again. And I felt the most peace in my body that I had felt in the longest time. And I just knew it. I knew this was the next step. And with that, I knew I was going to need to be more visual, more seen to make this be a part of, not to make it be a part of the thing. It can happen without it. However, and it has actually. However, I know that it is part of my calling, to speak more to tell more of my story, because I know people will relate to it. And the more we share with each other, the more we feel not so alone, and see that we're all actually in this together. And so many of us are going through the same kind of shit. So here I am, standing at the edge of the next step, where I really can't see what's on the other, what is there in front of me, if there's even a step. But I know I am guided, and I know I am protected. I've gotten that. I know I am. And I've been being guided to so many places that are just healing and activating for me, both so far in this part of my journey. And I am right here getting ready to start a YouTube channel and share on a deeper level. And I don't know what all that's going to look like. And this actually may be the first post on my YouTube channel. I don't know. And I don't know what the whole thing's going to look like. I don't think anybody who starts a YouTube channel does, necessarily. That's not true. But organically, I think it all starts to evolve to what actually really fits for you, as you go along. And it's just that trust. It's just the trust that You are where you're meant to be. And trust me, I have been in deep trust, and I know I'm where I'm meant to be. Oh, I feel a lot of peace with that. Yeah, so August, this will post in October, but I actually started, so August 14th is the day I moved out of and I'll include some of the video of moving, Ava and I leaving, and I travel with my dog. She's an incredible companion. She has been, and along the way I'll tell some of my journey from the first time I did this, how wild I was. Wild and ungrounded. Oh my gosh. And the difference that a year makes when you continue on your healing journey, the difference that a year makes in then going back to the nomadic life, and how much different this time has been. And I travel with my cute dog, Ava. My business is Traveling Pathways, which will be the name of this channel, and literally it's what we're doing. I do coaching and Akashic readings, and I do Chinese astrology charts as well, and I enjoy all of it. It gets me a chance to connect with people, which is my favorite. And get to work with people one-on-one, which I love. So, and as I going along, I'm working in a space of working with group coaching and things like that too, which is awesome. All of it is a part of my journey, and it's just expanding as I go. But I started August 14th is the day we moved out of the apartment we were living in. And like I said, just things were not coming together. It was so crazy, because I just felt like, what is the ask here? It was just wild, I was freaking out because I'm like, this is not coming together. Nothing, like, I wasn't finding a place to live. I wasn't finding what I needed to be able to even afford a place at the time, because I've been working, self-employed, and so showing income, it was just like, how this showing income wasn't happening, because I don't have the credentials right now. It will come together. It's all coming together. But at the time, I'm just like, I'm going to have like a job, which is okay, which is fine, But again, it just was not coming together. Like, this is not the ask. And I could feel it. Like, I knew everything. It's like, I've said many times too, and I know this is true, is there's a total timeline where it could have worked. It would have come together had I made the decision that, yes, I'm staying where I'm at. This is what I want to do. But what happened is the universe was kind of pushing me, saying, okay, is this really it? And when I did sit, really feel into my body, really drop into what was happening, what was the ask, what is, and the universe was like, this is an option. And it literally fast-tracked my life. As soon as I did drop into that, like, I feel I could have stayed where I was. Things would have come together, but I would have worked my butt off. It would have been a completely different, but there would, of course, lessons, but there was just this feeling of a looping, like it was a karmic looping. Like, I felt like if I stayed, yes, I would grow, I would learn, there were things, but it almost just felt like I was almost going back into something I'd already learned, if that makes sense. And there was that feeling, like there was just something was not aligning, right? And I think that's why it felt so out of line with my body. And I just, and then when I finally just kind of like, okay, sat with the river and did all the things and really dove into, I feel like I absolutely fast tracked my life. like it's okay. You're going to say yes to this. we're going to say yes to you on all these other things. And honestly, everything started falling together. It was really wild. Like, things came into my life that would help me on this journey. Like, you can't believe. And really put me in a place of this would work. And, yeah. Anyway, so it's pretty wild. So August 14th, I know, you probably get used to that. I'm just going to say right now. So August 14th, we took off, and it's now October. So it's been a minute. I've been documenting, I've been sharing on my Instagram page, some of the journey, and I'm catching up with that as well. And I've just been in this deep healing, God, like, seriously, absolute joy of my life and blessing. And just like every day, I'm just like, are you kidding me that this is what I'm doing? Are you kidding me that this is my life? And then I stop and I just look back at how everything I've done in my life, all the parts, all the healing, everything, saying yes to myself. And I'm just like, yeah, this is what starts to come around. When you start saying yes to yourself, your life starts to adjust. I worked my fucking ass off in the corporate world, worked my ass off, looking for validation, looking for acceptance, looking for everything outside of myself to give myself what I thought I needed outside of self, right? And like, I'm not kidding. I worked my butt off for years and years, only to be tossed out, only to be devastated, thinking this was me. It was my full identity, and it wasn't. And to drop into, just like laying in a puddle on the ground, like, what the fuck is next, right? And finally, and then numbing myself forever, for years, numbing with alcohol, and really mostly alcohol and anything to take my mind away from life, and then to finally get and food and finally get to a point where it's like, I can't live like this anymore. This isn't me. I can't do it. And start to wake up and then get to where I am. Seriously, get to where I am today. Everything beautiful and blessed, and yeah. Anyway. So I am standing. This is what I wrote to my little Heather too. It was, we are standing at the edge of the next step. And we're safe to take that step. We're safe to take that step. And I told her I need her to come with me when she's ready. Because I need her inspiration and her creativity and her joy and her, ideas. And she's just a piece of my little Heather, actually. A lot of little Heathers come along with me, but there's just this little piece, that still is unsure. Who's seeing the stories of when we've been hurt and knowing the stories of when we've been hurt. And she's still feeling those in her body, and we're still working. I'm just holding space for her. And Heather, who is here today, gets to take that step. And she gets to see and hold hands with that little Heather, that little piece of little Heather, that little part. She gets to hold her hand and hold her, literally hold her. And show her she's okay. And I wrote to her, actually I'll read that because it's funny because it ended up on a next page. Like, I wrote this whole thing, and then it ended up on the next page, which it keeps coming up, and it says, You turn out to be a badass warrior with a heart of pure gold. I love you, Heather. So, take a minute, write a letter to yourself. Because you do turn out to be a badass warrior with a heart of gold. You get to be that person if you so choose. If you so choose. It's all a choice. Many choices along the way, but everyone has the choice. All right. Oh, I love you. Thanks for listening to me. I love you. And I love you, little Heather. Mwah. I can't do a video without including this little cutie, Ava. She's like, I'm not sure I want to look at you. I love you. Oh, I love you. She is the reason I'm a badass warrior. Well, she helps. She definitely helps. She definitely helps. Sweetest girl. All right. Love you all.